Hey SimStars, it's Cece, and welcome to my Coven Create Sim. In this Create Sim, we actually have four different Sims. So the first one we are covering is the Supreme. So the Supreme is the leader of the Coven. She's the one who keeps the Coven together, makes sure everybody is cooperating, makes sure people are getting along, and also makes sure the needs of the Coven are met. You'll notice that all of them actually have some face paint on, and that is just to signify what coven they're a part of. So the Supreme has some extra fancy one, and the other three girls who are all teenagers, actually, they're all learning how to be witches. Theirs are a little bit less fancy, but they're all different colors depending on what kind of witch they are. So our Supreme here is definitely a leader of witches. She is the one everybody turns to. She has never let them down, and she cares a lot about making sure that her coven is the most celebrated, respected coven out there. She definitely has a very classic witch look. I decided to opt for that kind of flat hat there. I think it looks like kind of a modern day witch hat, which I really appreciate. I also gave her some star earrings that really go with the markings on her face. Like, she is just an absolutely beautiful sim, and she knows it. She definitely knows it. And she is ready to lead her coven into the future. This was inspired a bit by American Horror Story Coven, although the witches are like completely different. But I liked the idea of there being like a supreme witch who kind of leads these other young girls who figured out they had powers, and she helps them figure out what to do with those. So as you can see, I have her in this gorgeous one-armed dress, and she just looks so beautiful in it. She looks intimidating, yet absolutely stunning, and I really appreciated that. That's exactly the look I wanted to go for. I wanted her to be like if you saw her on the street, you would say, wow, and also kind of hold your breath a little bit. And that's the kind of power she has. So her powers are specific to mind control. So she is able to control the minds of weaker people. So that really means people who aren't witches or who don't have magical powers. She is able to control their thoughts and feelings. And she doesn't have to use it very much because she does a lot of that work just with how she looks, how she holds herself. But she definitely is not shy of using her powers, especially if anyone is trying to come for any of the members of her coven. And we do give her a few, like, accessories. We make her look just as stunning as possible. Like, I think she looks just absolutely amazing. And then, of course, we have to give her nails because, I mean, why wouldn't you give her nails, right? Like, sparkly nails, it's just something you gotta do. So, we do pick her aspirations next. I picked a strong family lineage, and by family, of course, I mean her three disciples. She's self-assured, she's outgoing, but she's also very jealous. She doesn't want anyone stealing her disciples or trying to get them to join another coven. So coming up next is our very first young recruit. So again, she is a teen, and she's actually a love witch. So she has the power to make anyone fall in love with anyone else. And she absolutely adores this power, and it's something that she uses all the time. Her Supreme has to kind of remind her, like, hey, maybe don't make everybody fall in love with each other because not everyone wants to, and you need to make sure that you're using your powers for a purpose and not just for fun. But it's really hard for her because she is just all about love. She's all about making people happy and feel good. And she doesn't really think of the consequences of her actions. She's very impulsive. And as you can see, the markings on her face are pink to represent kind of that love color. And she definitely has, like, I think a really soft face, which really helps with that. I gave her some rainbow eyeshadow to show that, like, when she makes people fall in love, she does so regardless of gender. And she definitely is interested in all sorts of people. So she herself, you'll see, has a love aspiration and definitely wants to keep it that way. So her outfit, we give her this really pretty skirt with some floral patterns on it. I really liked the way it looked. I liked the length. I thought it was very interesting. And I liked this top with it. You might be surprised that I picked kind of maybe a little bit of a darker color for her, but I think that her hair is so bright and vibrant that I wanted to make the rest of her a little bit more subdued, so that that was really the focal point, was her big pink hair, which I think to me just says exactly what I want, as far as she's a love witch. She's a witch that makes people fall in love, and she would not trade that for anything. So I give her these little high heel boots, and she is just looking so cute. I love, love, love this outfit on her. And so right now we're going to pick her aspiration. Of course, we're going to be soulmates, because that's what she cares about. She's very, very romantic. And I also decide to make her good, because she would be considered a good witch. This next witch, on the other hand, is the Witch of Chaos. So she is a witch that has powers to make things go wrong. And she is hesitant to use her powers because she doesn't want to be responsible for everybody being angry, or everyone getting upset at her. But at the same time, she really kind of enjoys it. Like, she likes watching people suffer a little bit. And that's just due to the nature of her powers. Like, she feels powerful when she makes people feel hatred, or feel confusion, or feel rage. And so she's one that the Supreme absolutely needs to look out for as well. All the three of them have their own issues, but she definitely, because she has the power to make people so upset, the Supreme has to make sure that she's using her powers the way that the Supreme thinks would be best, as opposed to the way that Charlene thinks would be best. And for her outfits, I decide to go with a little bit more of like a classic dark witchy outfit, but updated for something that a teen in 2017 would wear. So I give her this top, which has a lot of like patterns on it. It's got some like really cute little patches, and I decide to match it with these patched pants too, and I like that combination, because then she just looks like a teen that's really into putting patches on things, and it kind of just screamed like chaos to me, because she'll take an outfit and she'll just put a bunch of patches on it, which is a bit chaotic in my opinion. And so she is looking really good. I love her midriff showing. She, again, just like the Supreme, looks like someone that if you saw on the street, you'd kind of like maybe want to avoid, which is exactly her goal, because obviously she doesn't want to mess with you. You definitely don't want to mess with her. And if you get on her bad side, bad things will happen. So as far as her aspiration goes, obviously we need to give her the Chief of Mischief trait. We do give her the evil trait just to show the chaos, and she is hot-headed, which makes sense as well. So finally, we have our last witch, and this witch is actually an earth witch. So she is really in touch with nature, really in touch with like animals and plants, and her powers include being able to talk to animals, and she can also control plants. So she can make them grow, she can make them move. She is very, very powerful in that way, which is totally different than her fellow coven members, because she doesn't really do anything that affects people. She does stuff that affects the environment. And I actually decided to give her an outfit that I wasn't 100% sure about, but it's this little romper here, and I think it went really well with her big curly hair, and it really reminded me of like vines crawling, which I really enjoy. And I end up giving her these really beautiful cable knit socks that go really far up. And I just think she looks like an adorable little, like, nature witch. Like, it's just perfect. I think she really totally fits her name. I do decide to go back and give her a little wreath of flowers because I wanted to add a little bit of a floral aspect to her, just so that, you know, we kind of push that nature aspect even more. But I just think she looks so good. Like, look how cute she is. I think she's probably the cutest of them, but obviously her sisters and her Supreme are very gorgeous as well. So she is a freelance botanist. She loves the outdoors, which makes a ton of sense, and she's just a bit clumsy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Leave some positivity in the comments down below and let me know which of the witches is your favorite. And to all you Simstars out there, I hope you have a witchy kind of day.